Sagittarius. So, working with your energy, there's very much a sense of moving out of a situation and into a more comfortable space, that relaxation, that easier to breathe, feeling more free. We'll also acknowledge, since this is being recorded in the US, I am filming this the night before the US elections. So we aren't looking at the elections, but also the significance of that is just this reminder that even when there seems to be a very big, weighty issue, we can lose track of other things that are more pleasant in our lives. So there's a sense of reminding ourselves that there are good things going on even when something large and difficult and something that's weighing heavily on our minds is there. There's always other elements of joy, spaces where we can find relaxation and peace. You did have, when I pre-shuffled some oracle cards, the end of a tough cycle approaches. So for some of you, you are definitely moving out of that challenging space. So this is not just, I know for some of you, the challenge will remain there, but for a lot of you, you're also stepping out of that and away from a challenging situation. So that's a comfort for some of you to just have that acknowledged. We did bring out also the high priestess or priest. And with that, it felt like, just in the imagery of like opening up and just, letting your arms open up to just kind of this new, fresh, there's sunlight on your face and this warmth and comfort to come in more from a spiritual and healing and just letting that energy relax throughout the whole body. And I'm getting a very important with the sensations that just a physically relaxing, not just relaxing the mind, but allowing the body to relax also. So a lot of you may have been carrying a lot of tension. We're going to get into the cards for the butterfly spread, take a look at where things are right now that need to be said for the highest good. And take a look with the butterflies where we also do some of the challenges that have brought you here, the strengths you may have forgotten in the past, and then we'll look at some of the potential paths forward from here. You have free will, so you do get to co-create with spirit and make decisions, and we'll take a look at some of those paths that are available to you. So for right now, let's see what we call the cocoon phase here that Sag is in right now. This is a pretty strong one. And we do have the King of Pentacles out. And this, even though the person is smiling in this, don't worry about the gender. There does feel like there was this very strong guarding, but it is a stepping into, okay, I know what I have, and I'm going to enjoy this. And I think this just reconfirms what we were talking, just if I can hold this so you can see the smile, like knowing that, whatever's around you, there's a lot of books, a lot of things to think about, a lot of stories, a lot of information all around you, but being able to focus in on that one thing that does bring you joy and to just simply sit and relax with it. So that's an important thing to be doing right now if you're not already. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Eight of Cups, and this just really seems like, again, another confirmation of time to walk away. All right, and is there anything else for the cocoon phase that we need? And again, with the Ace of Cups, focusing on the heart space rather than necessarily the material space. But there is something within your heart that perhaps the mind has been a little too noisy with for some of you. So we're going to take a look at some of the difficulties that may have led up to this. So I feel like you're really moving in a good direction. But we'll see what is there for Sagittarius. Here we go. I pulled this card and like a whole bunch wanted to come with it. So it's very interesting. I'll try to like let you see the cards here as they come out. And we're going to take that there. Okay. All right. Now, when I did pull the Two of Cups, and I'm getting this very, very much as a choice. And when I did that, it's just several cards wanted to slide out of the deck with it. There was probably almost a dozen cards that wanted to come sliding out with it. So this seems to be like, for some of you, it's been making a choice of letting go of a lot of things that did not serve you. And that's been a difficult thing. And we do have the Ten of Wands here in reverse, which is telling me that for some of you to be able to make that decision to let go of those things, not all of you are ready to do it yet, and it's still maybe slow going. But there is also the Queen of Cups here. And this is really clearing the way and clearing out this weight that has been carried. I feel like we're just getting confirmation after confirmation. Like I could sum up the reading. You're moving to a better space. It's okay. That, yeah, breathe. Like, you know, I kind of feel like we could sum it up there. I'm kind of being guided to ask, like, is there anything negatively that we have to... Okay, we did have the Five of Wands. So, and the way it laid across here, for some of you, you're still fighting this walking away. You know, you still want to say like, well, maybe I could just go in there, and if they hear me and if they understand what I'm saying, I could be right in this situation over here. And sometimes you're just never, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. Some places will not accept your truth as truth, and you just simply have to move on. So that is a little bit of a message that some of you may have needed now. All right, so we're going to take a look at some of the strengths you've displayed in the past that are going to be able to help you navigate this current moment that you're in. Okay, now the first card that came out is the Nine of Swords in reverse. You have in the past been able to stop your mind from worrying. You've done it before. Situations that just seem like there's just so many things bombarding your mind, you've been able to step out of that and like let the anxiety go before. Some of you may need to re-pick up. I don't know why that's the way it's being said. Re-pick up. And I think pick up means for some of you picking up old hobbies. Some of you used to meditate and you've slacked off on your meditations. For some of you, it's, you know, you had a healthy, balanced diet that's gone away. There were some very healthy habits that you've instituted in the past that were able to keep your mind clear, your body healthy, you feeling comfortable in your own skin. And those may have slacked off for you, but you've been able to do them in the past. You can do them again, and perhaps now is a good time to restart doing those activities. What else do we have for strengths in the past? We have the Queen of Wands in reverse, and I'm kind of asking, is this meant to be in reverse? And I'm really being told no. It's very interesting. I am getting a very clear no, but I'm being told to take another card with us. So let me just see what other card goes with this Queen of Wands, please. Can you please make it clear which card would be? Okay, we have two cards here. Okay. It's a very odd way of looking at the three that came out here. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the World in reverse. And what I'm understanding from this is like you've seen the world turned upside down. You've seen your doubts and the truth before. This is something, and I think it plays into you have been able to turn this around before. You have been able to take the situation where you're not following your passion, you're not devoted to your passion. You've been able in the past to turn things around and get back that devotion. Okay, your Ace of Wands, knowing and claiming your truth, your passion, and who you are, and following that. You've had trouble in the past before where you've lost sight of that, but you have also in the past been able to turn that around and regain that. And feeling like you had no control over the world is spinning you upside down. You have figured out how to spin yourself right side up and get that world back up in order. And that's what this Nine of Swords in reverse is telling me. You have all the skill to do what you're basically in the process of needing to do right now because you have done it before. So these are places to look back in your life and see, where have I done it? How did I do it? What can I remember about myself that I've forgotten that is strong, is powerful, is in alignment with what I'm here to do? And there's a lot of strength that you have that you can bring here. All right, so we're going to move on to some of the possible, usually we'll look at, a mindset or a pattern down here that will work against you. I just realized like most of this isn't even in the camera, so I'm going to scoot things up. Oh my gosh. I kind of think things that happen in a reading are part of the reading. And down here, this is what you're leaving. And it's so funny, like the what you need to leave just didn't even want to show up on the camera. Like I said, I'm in a new spot and this is a different layout for the camera. So yeah, you may not even realize that this has been going on. This carrying too much of a weight and not being able to make the choice and still fighting the resistance to move out of negative spaces. All right, since that was so off of the camera, that may not be in your sights. So it may be important to look also at the areas where you are essentially going against your nature and who you are and trying to fight for something in a place where it can never be won. All right, so let's move forward and make sure this is visible and clear. And we're going to take a look at some patterns and behaviors that might not get you where you want to go and may not get you there as quickly as you'd like to go. So let's go ahead and for Sagittarius, I'm going to take this and not there. One more card, please. Okay. There's a few cards that just spilled, but this card goes here. Okay. We're just going to take a look at the spill cards. We had Strength in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, and Three of Cups. Now, the message for this is not for all of you. For some of you, it's been a matter of trying to, I swear my camera's like sliding down closer and closer to the table. This is going to be like really not going to work. Okay, so I have a feeling my new setup's not going to work. I'm going to change it around. We'll get through the rest of the reading here before my camera falls down on the table. For some of you, in order to please the crowd or a group, you've kind of fallen into the doormat, not be yourself, not stand up for yourself. And that's just for some of you, that's not all of you, and it's not a criticism to you, because very often in order to survive in situations, especially like if it's a work environment and we need that paycheck, sometimes we just, grin and bear it. And it's saying, it's not always necessary, and there are other options out there. It's not to say just quit your job and leave. Do everything responsibly and thoughtfully and according to what is right for you. But, it doesn't hurt to be looking for another situation where you don't have to, just grin and bear it, and you can let your strengths and your abilities be seen. And I am going to fix this camera. This is so funny. Like, in the middle of the reading, I got to fix my camera. Hold on. Okay, we shall move on. That has never happened in a reading before. Like, but I think there's a broader picture that you're not seeing yet. And I think that's part of the message in that is there's things beyond what you can see in your current circumstance. And it's going to take actually stepping out of a space to be able to start to see those things. Now over here where we were looking at things that may hold you back, you do have the Eight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, and what I'm being told, all right, so let's get the message straight here. Sometimes I need to be corrected. All right, we were looking at the Strength in Reverse, Ace of Swords, and this Three of Cups card. One of the paths is to think, one, you are stuck in this situation where you have to please the crowd or the environment or others and just grin and bear it. That is going to delay your path. So be looking for things that might not be in your sight or your field of vision right now. Kind of look outside of your regular, where you would normally look. Whether, like, if this is a normal, if you're looking for a job, you may want to look at different sites where you can search for a job, different places. And I've been told some of you may be able to check on campus to see if there's some other kind of work. There's other resources for those of you who are looking to change careers. You may not just find it where you've been trying to find a job. So that's something to be cautious of moving forward. All right, but there's definitely this idea of something being out of the line of sight and you needing to go to a new place or look elsewhere to find it. All right, and things are just moving around on the table here as to where they're positioned. So some of you are shuffling up a lot of things in your life. All right, I know if you're still listening, then you kind of get the whole gist of this. And some of you are like, okay, this is just wonky. You know, it does. I will acknowledge the wonkiness of the reading, okay? But that's part of the energy that's going on in this. And it's just kind of showing itself in that way. So in a supportive realm, moving along, we do have the Eight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. And I just do feel like for a lot of you, this is career. Some of you, it may be housing also. I am not feeling this as a relationship, as a romantic relationship. But this looks like, putting the communication out there in different avenues. There are communities, there are environments where you are an equal participant, your skills are valued, and, it will work. You will be working, and I feel like you're in a more powerful position in this new environment. But it definitely means the communication and making sure that you're looking, this is reaching really out to new places. I don't know how to emphasize that more. It's not in your current, doing the same thing, you'll get the same results is kind of the form of insanity. Some of you, it's not that you're doing the same thing and it's the wrong pattern. It's not the doing so much as where you're looking, where you're going for the information. There's other resources available that you're just not seeing, and I can't tell you what those resources are or exactly where they're going to be. I got a little information of, like, for some of you will be through, like, your college. They may have, like a job program or something, or just career resources. For some of you, it's looking into your locality. Here in the United States, we have a lot of they're not really, it's social services sort of, but not exactly. But for some of you, it is looking into that, where it could be, there may be a training program, an apprenticeship to get you into a position where you'll be doing better. But there's some kind of resources out there beyond your current vision. So expand, just really expand where you look. It's kind of like when you're trying to find something in your home and it's like it's not where it usually is, and you've like looked in all the usual places and you can't find it, and then you find yourself like, looking under the, in places you don't normally look for stuff. And that's where you're going to find it. Like in the places you don't normally look, you're going to find what's going to bring you to where you want to go, and where you're going to feel like you're being seen and you're really living in what you're meant to be doing here, okay? I am going to pull some of the tea leaves. A lot of times you'll see people in readings pull charms. I don't like the metal feel of the charms. It kind of cuts off the energy for me. So I do pull from the tea leaves. If none of the tea leaves relate for you, don't worry about it. Sometimes they are very specific messages, not meant for everyone. And then we will, at the end, grab an oracle card or two to close everything out. So let me just start with these. I feel like there's something really close here. Eagle. Triumph over troubles and obstacles. And with the eagle, I'm just seeing it again. It's like you've really, because the eagle flies up so high in the air that it's been able to like scope out all of the terrain that's down there. And it just goes up for this big perspective of everything that's out there, widening its view so that it can find what it needs out there. So that's more confirmation. How many confirmations do we need in this one? Let's see what else we have here. We do have rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. I think a lot of you might not feel like it's ever going to end, but we do have two confirmations here. The original card that I had pulled before your reading was the end of a tough cycle approaches. So keep that in mind, that, the difficult part, I feel like the difficult part is you just being able to find where the information is that you need so that you can move in this direction. We do have grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Okay, so some of you may need to have a lot of paperwork in order, so make sure whatever documents and everything you have, you've kind of got those organized right now in case those are useful in these new areas where, based on those documents, you may be able to be led to where some things are available. We do have February. For some of you, you will be landing in this new place in February if you do look outside of that. For others of you who are currently feeling just like you're always going to be left out in the cold, this is just to say, you're not going to always be left out in the cold. There is warmth out there somewhere for you. We do have parrot. Someone will gossip about all of your secrets. And I'm not going to take that as all of your secrets. It's very interesting. What I'm getting out of this card is this is about talking to different people. This is not a negative card. By no means, no. When you're able to talk to people, and maybe some of you haven't been really letting those around you know that you're looking for some kind of new housing, that you're trying to figure out where to go for work, or you're, whatever this is that you're trying to find and can't in your life. When it's talking about secrets, sometimes like they say networking is the best way to do it. And I don't see this in a networking way, but just putting the word out there is like, hey, if you hear of any resources about like more affordable housing somewhere, or whatever it is you need, or if you hear about a job opening somewhere that they might need somebody to do this, like let it be out there. Like you don't have to search for this on your own. And even if it's not like a job or housing situation, those are just, examples. They're not necessarily what your situation is. But it is okay, especially those close to you. Make sure they know. And it's like, if any of your friends know of one, or any of if you've got a friend who might know something, please, like, just can you pass the information on to me? I'd love to at least explore whatever that information is. So that's helpful for some of you. We have beetle, which is good fortune. And there is an opportunity out there for you, whether or not you see it now, and it is challenging to find it. And we have bird perched, waiting for news, package, or letter. So for some of you, you've been putting a lot of things out and you keep waiting for some good news, waiting for some good news. And I'm really getting the sense that, maybe some of you will get that good news from where you were thinking you would get it. But overall, the energy is really expanding out to find what you need. I will pull a couple of oracle cards now for you. Otter Spirit jumped out as I opened the deck, and it says you are never alone. And this is definitely not something you want to have to do on your own. Reach out. I'm just hearing this is a butterfly spread, so it's yeah, come on, spread your wings, let people see all the beautiful colors of your wings, and allow yourself to be out there a little more. Okay, what do we have for Sagittarius? We have Bat Spirit, rebirth is assured. So this it's coming, and Spirit's working with you on this. So, but there has to be a willingness to allow something to come in that you normally don't allow. And I'm being drawn back here to say I almost feel like it's like that Eight of Swords thing. You know how to untrap yourself from a situation. You've done it before. Anything else to help Sagittarius at this time? We have Bee Spirit, sweet results await. And I feel like a lot of you need confirmation because you feel like you've just been at this for so long, it seems like it'll never happen. But the thing is, if you keep looking in the same places where you haven't found it, you already know it's not there. Okay? Look elsewhere. You've got to expand your search. Okay? If you just keep looking in the same places, you already know that it isn't there. Then guess what? When you go to those places, it's still not going to be there. Okay. It was a little harsh, but, sometimes you have to say, hey, you know what? You have control. You have a lot of control, and your behavior is going to influence the outcome. And we have Butterfly Spirit. Beautiful transformation is beautiful. All right. I don't know if there's really anything else I need to give you on this reading. It seems a bit repetitive already. I do have at the bottom for some of you, Flamingo Spirit, embrace the in-between. Just know that this is you in transition, okay? And you are transitioning in a way, but, if you want the abundant universe to provide, you've got to let the universe in. You can't just stay closed up into what you've already known. You've got to expand to some of what's unknown. That's all I have for you today, Sagittarius. If it resonated, please let me know by clicking the like button. And I try to do these daily if I have energy. So if you want to subscribe, you can. It does not cost you anything to subscribe. But it does help me know that people are getting something out of this for their higher good. And I do wish you the best. There's a lot available to you. I know it doesn't seem like it's anywhere nearby, but like I said, if you keep looking in the same places that you've already looked, then guess what? If you haven't found it the first 40 times you looked there, it's probably not going to be there the 41st time you looked. So got to look somewhere new, okay? I wish you the best and hope to see you in another reading.